Oh, let's do it. Let's do it. You see that look on your face? Who are these people? Why are they younger, more good looking? What are they doing here? Well, the Tonys are on vacation right now. Look, when you run in a church, there's a lot that comes with the territory of doing that. They had the installation service. They're doing the podcast every week, morning devotions. They've got discipleship university. So they needed a little break. We decided to jump in. They handed the baton to us. So the Tonys, wish them well. They're in Mexico right now. I would say they're sipping margaritas, but you know, y'all church folk like to be judgy, so they're sipping on that water that Jesus turned into wine. But welcome to the show, Progressively Becoming. Hit us on Instagram. Get at us on Instagram at Progressively Becoming Studios. We're on Facebook as well. YouTube. Tell a friend. And here's what you do. You're Lakeisha Tony.
Like, wait, sheesh. Before I even get into it, homie just took the mic and ran with it. Like, if y'all, so for some context, Ty does radio, and so like he didn't even give me a chance to say hello. He didn't give me a chance to introduce myself. So let's start with intros. Who are you? They know who we are. They don't know who you. Not everybody knows who you are.
They know who we are. They know who we are. Ty and Cassie.
I'm Cassie,
the director of engagement. They see you every week.
It doesn't matter.
Go to what she does. Let's see if you can.
I don't know what she does.
In the house, PV like.
Tag a friend. Let them know that PV is live. PV is on right now, 7 p.m. sharp.
Yes, sharp. If you're late, it's unacceptable. All right, so again, hit us up on Facebook at Progressively Becoming Studios. Get at us on YouTube. Tell a friend, tag a friend. Don't forget, this Thursday, we still do have morning devotions at 6 a.m. Pastor Christ Butler is going to be in the building. He of Antioch Lighthouse Church. And then Sunday morning, there will still be a service. Last week we had
Douglas.
Pastor Douglas.
Doug Simmons.
This week we will have Bishop Willie Jones, the OGs in the house, Favor of God International Worship Center. So make sure you guys tune in to both morning devotions and the Sunday exchange. Whoa, let's do it. You ready?
Let's do it. I'm ready.
All right. So part of this experience of us trying to become the best versions of ourselves is to find certain things we don't like about our, yourself individually and in other people. So we stumbled upon this topic of pet peeves, which I know everyone has a pet peeve, whether it's something that other people are doing outside in your relationship. You know, I got a lot of ammunition with that. So let's start generally speaking. What's like a pet peeve you have with when it comes to your interactions with other people?
It's not necessarily my pet peeve, but just in general, like pet peeves. In case you like don't know what it is, something that just really bothers you, that you find to be just so annoying for some reason. And one that I thought of was like, I know people who get really irritated by the sound of someone chewing next to them. So that's a pet peeve that I feel like a lot of people can attest to. So if you're someone who feels that way, go ahead in the comments and let us know if you're that type of person.
Chewing, slurping.
But for some, I don't really mind the chewing sounds.
I don't mind. Slurping is a little off-putting.
Yeah, like if you're slurping soup, that's a little like relaxed. But the chewing sound doesn't bother me too much. And you know what I can also attribute it to? I don't know if you guys are familiar with ASMR.
Yes.
If you guys are familiar with ASMR, some people love it, some people hate it. For me, I actually really like it. So I think it's really relaxing and soothing, like the tapping sounds or the whispering. Some people don't like whispering. That's another thing.
I just thought about the fact that like whenever I eat sometimes like chicken, you hate like the presentation of it because I'll use all my fingers.
Yeah, so and you
just
can make.
We're talking about food, like slurping and chewing doesn't bother you, but when you see me eating like a nice piece of chicken, for some reason that doesn't float your boat.
I despise it. Or if he's eating any kind of finger foods, like if you're eating finger foods, use your tooth. You don't need more than this. So take your fingers, pick up the French fry, eat it. Piece of chicken, use your little pinchers, eat it. But for some reason, homie gotta be like taking the whole thing and eating a piece like. It's just too much for me. I can't take it. It makes me question why I'm in a relationship with him and not a fan. So yeah, that's actually pet peeve of mine.
If that's like the first sign of you questioning why you're in a relationship with me, then we got bigger problems. You know, one thing I hate, I was in Stop and Shop this past Saturday, and living in New York City, you are always on the go. There's a reason why it's the New York Minute. It's just everything's got to be fast. I cannot stand people who are in line and they act like they just found out that you need to pay for your food or pay for your groceries by going into your pocketbook and your bag and getting your debit card. I think that when you're in line, as the processing is being done, as the item numbers are being checked, have your card ready in your hand so that when it's time to pay, you can swipe that bad boy and be on your business, be on your way. I hate when people take too long in that.
You see, that doesn't bother me if someone's ahead of me and they're taking a long time to swipe. I have two things to say about that. Number one, it gives me anxiety if I was the person who was holding up a line or something. But the irony of all this is that Ty is someone who that bothers him that people are taking their time, but he is very much life goes at his own pace. He has no sense of urgency. I'm going to give you a really quick story time. So maybe 2 days ago, we're here eating dinner, and apparently Ty parked in a spot that was making it difficult for someone else to get out of their spot. So we hear honking, beeping, all this commotion, and he's thinking to himself or out loud, and he says, I wonder if they're beeping at me. Like, I hope I'm not blocking anybody. And then he's like pondering it for a minute. And he's like, yeah, I don't know. Like, nah, I'm good. His friend next door calls him and says, yo, Ty, you're like blocking someone in. They can't get out of their spot. Like, can you move it? And he was like, okay, bet. I'm going to go. Why did he take a good 5 minutes to go downstairs? I'm sitting on the couch with anxiety. Like, bro, like people are waiting on you. And he's like, I'm hungry. And he's eating. No sense of urgency. So the irony is that you don't like other people.
The context to that, it actually wasn't my fault that the person was blocked in.
That's not the point.
It's that there were other people who put him in like a predicament where he couldn't get out. And it was just easier for me to move my car in that situation. I'm sitting down. I had been starving. So I'm trying to finish my food as fast as I can just to get to the parking spot. But yeah, I will admit that there's a little bit of a hypocrisy there. I can't stand Uber and taxi drivers because like our mayor and our governor want to pretend that the reason why we got traffic is because of the regular people who drive to work and are on their very way. The Uber and the taxi drivers drive me nuts. They drive me crazy. I mean, like the sudden stop in the middle of the street, throw the hazard lights on, and they're getting people out the car as if they can't pull over. It takes 2 seconds to pull over. But these Uber drivers and taxi guys act like they abide by their own rules, so they annoy the hell out of me. I actually got into an argument with one because he put me in a position I was almost late to work already, so I'm frantic, and that was a conversation we needed to have. But those Uber and taxi drivers, man, get them out of here.
That road rage be real.
I actually would love to have politicians say get rid of all of them and just replace, like do a clean sweep. Just everybody clean it up, clean house. Everybody's got to go. It's like when you're a sports team and like you get to end of a bad season and the GM, the head coach, everybody gets traded. That's what we need to do to clean up the streets in New York City. Get rid of these damn Uber and taxi drivers.
What's the other pet peeve of yours, or in general?
So go ahead.
So it's not mine, but it's a general one. I know he doesn't like this, but whenever drawers and cabinets are left open.
Oh my God, I hate it.
Why do you hate this? It doesn't bother me.
I think this was instilled in me. My dad growing up always got on me whenever I got out the shower and I left like a drawer open. So I think because of my upbringing, that contributed to why and anytime I see a cabinet door open, my kids love going into the fridge. So I come out and I see the fridge door open. Actually, funny. There's a damn cabinet door open right now.
Yeah.
Right now, as we speak. And guess who left it open?
That was me because it was me. I'll take full responsibility for that. But what I will say is that we do have like locks on our cabinet doors now, which has helped the situation a little bit. But my parents grew up not liking the cabinet doors open, and for some reason that didn't stick with me. So I don't know. Some things stick with you, some things don't. Another thing I as we're touching on traffic. Sammy says if you open it, close it. Yes, if you open it, close it. While we're touching on like pedestrian etiquette, listen, we get shot clocks at the end of on street corners that lets pedestrians know how much time you have before that light turns green. So if you dare to feel like you are someone who can make it across the street slow as you are in 2 seconds, that's something that bothers me. That's something that annoys me. Because here's what ends up happening. I start honking the horn at you, then you look at me with an attitude as if I'm the one creating the infraction. People can't see what's happening, so they're beeping at me. They're thinking I'm just slow. I'm texting. I'm not paying attention to the traffic lights. So now this creates an entire commotion. The person who's crossing the street's mad. I'm upset. The people behind me are mad. And that could just ruin your day. So just pay attention to the shot clock. Like understand how long it takes you. Practice it. Go outside at night and practice. In a time of urgency, this is how long I need to cross the street. And make sure you don't create traffic in New York City because it's already bad. We don't need y'all slow folk. Big as y'all are. I'm sorry to offend anyone who's actually big, but it's gotta have some. But it's also the irony in that because if you're the one driving and someone's walking slow, you're like, hurry up, you're like irritated. But when you're the one who's crossing the street and someone's like beeping at you, you're like, oh, I wish you would hit me. Like it's just how we're such hypocrites when it comes to things like that. But what bothers you, bothers you. Yeah, that's facts. Just even saying that, there's sometimes I'm not gonna lie, I'll be caught up sending a text message. The light is green. I look up and there's people behind me honking at me, and I'm like, yo, the light just turned green. But I'm in that situation, and I got to get somewhere. As I'm ready. I got my hand palming the steering wheel. So you're one of those that as soon as the light turns green, you're ready to honk? I'm ready. But then you get mad when they do it to you. Yes, absolutely. Noted. So I guess all this is doing is exposing that we all live we all work in this bubble of hypocrisy. So when Nancy says, well, we got to be considerate of the elderly people because they need more time. Well, yeah, we take those things into consideration. I'm not mad at grandma who's trying to cross the street or trying to hit her, but there are people who wait for the last minute as well, and that's what's more irritating. So yeah, I'm not talking about those who walk in such like, this cloud of, like she just said, you ain't gonna hit me. Yeah. You ain't gonna hit me. I'll take my time. Yeah. Like you're just invincible. That's what the people we talk about. Shout out to the elderly people trying to make their real. Shout out to we got you, boo. You take your time. Okay, one of the pet peeves of mine is wet counters and floors. I can't be the only one who feels this way, but when the counters are wet and the floors are wet, like after someone showers and the floor is wet, there is a rage in me. Like I get so angry and I can't explain why, but that's just something that bothers me. Yeah. Speaking of things that bother me, you ever on a Saturday morning wake up starving? You go to your fridge, you got a full carton of eggs, or what looks like a full carton of eggs. You pick it up,
You're salivating at the thought of having 5, 6 scrambled eggs. You open that bad boy, and it's 2 of them. And the reason why I feel so heavy is because they've got cracked eggs that have been used already. And instead of the person who made those eggs simply putting it in the garbage that's 2 feet away, they decided to leave it in the carton of eggs, which makes no sense. It drives me crazy. Absolutely crazy.
I'm a mother, and so I am constantly doing so many things, and I'm trying to be efficient. No, let me finish.
Hold up, time out. Nope, because this
you do the same thing when you went down. Yeah.
This predates you being a mom. This was before Maverick. This was before
Okay. Okay, you got it.
Go ahead, continue.
I'm still I multitask and I try to get things done. And again, it's not a big deal to me, so it is what it is.
It reminds me growing up, my uncle used to leave a carton of juice. It'll be like a drop of juice left in the carton, leave it in the fridge. And he used to annoy the hell out of my family. Shout out Uncle Alvin. Rest in peace.
All right, what else?
Let's
go. You go, because I just did one, so you can do one if you want one.
Oh, so getting back into the car, she's shorter than I am, like significantly shorter. So when I get into the car and I'm banging my knee against the steering wheel because this person decided not to restore the car back to its factory setting. You know, on an iPhone, when you want to clean it out, it says restore back to its factory setting. So my rule is, when you get somebody's car, particularly when they're taller than you, just move the seat back, push the steering wheel back up, and all is right in the world. I'm not even asking you to, do the mirrors, because that takes some time, and then we all have our own judgment as it pertains to that perspective. But lift the steering wheel up, push the seat back, and all is cool.
Okay, so here's where the hypocrisy comes in. Do you restore it back to my factory setting?
But that's what I just said. Like it only becomes a problem when the person is taller than you, because that's not really harming you. All you got to do is move the seat up. I'm literally banging my big knee on the steering wheel.
So before you get in, just and then get in.
No.
You can anticipate it. You know what's gonna happen. So don't bang your knee. Fix it.
Y'all
be proactive.
Be proactive. See, you got laughing emojis because people know. I know the feeling. Everybody's in agreement with me. Nancy said you also need to think about it could be God keeping you there to avoid an accident or something. She's talking about the traffic rules.
Right.
But yeah, that's something that annoys me. Another thing. Oh, got a lot of content here. It's almost like the vacation that they took was timely. Get this all off my chest. That the never successful exercise of what do you want to eat tonight? Never successful.
We can get into it.
It's like volleyball, you just volleying back and forth. I don't know, whatever you want. Well, whatever you want. Well, I'm in the mood for this. I don't really want that. Well, whatever you want. So it's not really whatever I want if you just said you're not in the mood for something.
You literally do the same thing. I'm gonna leave it right there. But yes, that is a pet peeve. When you're hungry, you want to eat something, you gotta make sure the other person wants to be on board with you. I get it. That is annoying for sure. Let's go on something else that annoys me, because you did 2, and like you have a lot of emotions. You want to talk about it?
Yep. Okay. You go.
Next one, I do not like, and this is like really minor. Minor probably to him, and people don't probably think about it. But when you wash dishes, and you know what? I'm very grateful to my husband. My husband washes dishes. I know that's not like something that men really are, like traditionally men don't do dishes, but I was blessed with a man who does not mind washing dishes. So I'll give him like not an ultimatum, but I'll give him an option. I'm like, oh, Maverick just pooped. Do you want to change his diaper, or do you want to do the dishes? No matter what it is, he's gonna pick doing the dishes. And so I'm like, yes, I'm gonna change the baby's diaper because I hate washing dishes. But again, that leaves the wet counters, which I mentioned. And I hate when he washes the dishes and then he doesn't squeeze the sponge after, which means that the sponge is just sitting there wet and just soaking up all the suds and just bacteria. And he's just like whatever. That irritates me. And I can't be the only one. I can't be that nitpicky.
So something interesting just happened as she was going on that soliloquy. She started by saying, this is a small thing that bothers me. Which means it's not all that significant.
No, I meant for you it's minor.
To hate something that is small means that you're just putting unnecessary stress on your life. And I'm all about spring cleaning. Clean out the unnecessary things that bother you, and we will have no problem.
She said it's small.
Now, if she started off by saying this is a big thing, something I despise, or the test is a non-negotiable, then we can have a conversation.
In the grand scheme of things, it is minor. It is minor, but it's something that bothers me in particular. Oh, you put this on?
Yeah, I did. And by the way, I'm wearing the Laker hat. Shout out to the Lakers. It's NBA opening night of the season. You got the Lakers in Denver. I got my Anthony Davis shirt on. Shout out to all the sports fans out there. Big pet peeve. Big pet peeve. Big game. NFL Sunday. You got the NBA playoffs, baseball playoffs, you name it. And Cassandra wants to has the audacity to sit next to me and want to engage in like this thought-provoking conversation as I'm sweating. LeBron, fourth quarter, got the ball down 2. Lakers need this basket to tie or win the game. And she's like, what do you want to do about Mavericks this? Or what do you want to do about Noah's this? Or what are your thoughts on us doing this to the house? And I'm like, are you serious? Are you kidding me? I'll never forget this, actually. So this is 2 years ago, 2021. Noah was born in June of 2021. So this is the NBA Finals. It's Suns Bucks. I want to say it's like game 3. It's a big game. And she's like, tip off is 8 o'clock at 7:57. She's like,
God, is that serious?
She's like, you want to give Noah a bath? I was like, are you kidding me?
I don't remember that.
The audacity of you to ask me if I want to give him a bath right before tip off bothers me. I don't like it. Let's not have long thought provoking. Like here's the rule. If you have something to ask me, limit it to a yes or no. Give me options. I could just pick one. Conversation over. 3-question limit. That's it. Cool.
No, I'm gonna keep asking questions, baby. I'm sorry. It is what it is. I'm gonna keep asking my questions. I'm not gonna just no. The answer is no. I'm gonna keep asking you the questions. Another pet peeve of mine is when I'm driving on the highway or wherever, and I let a car either merge onto my lane or if they're trying to make a turn, I let them go, and they don't say thank you. Like if they don't give me a thumbs up or like a hand up, just to acknowledge like I see you, thank you for being kind, because I didn't have to let you go. That bothers me because it makes me so angry that I want to like either beep at them or like ram my car into theirs, which I know is not the best choice, but it really gets me upset that they do that. The other day I was with my mom in the car. I don't know where I was coming from, but I was with my mom and some guy was making a U-turn and you just real bold behind the wheel and I'm just talking. I'm letting him make a U-turn and I say, oh, you better say thank you, and I'm staring at him and then he finally like looks at me and he goes like that. I'm like, yeah, I thought so. Like, but if he didn't say thank you, I would have just been mad and like I couldn't do anything about it. But that does bother me. Just say thank you.
So that actually happened to me. I was at Sweet Greens the other day, right before work, and this woman's coming in. She's got 2 kids. She's got a stroller and she's got her toddler walking next to the stroller. So I said, you know what? I'll hold the door for you. So she initially smiled at me, and I'm waiting for that thank you to happen, and it never came.
No, a smile's okay. It's an acknowledgement.
I don't know. I feel like
because like when you walk,
you gotta vocalize it.
No, when you walk past someone, because you're not expecting vocalization when someone does a U-turn, they give your hand. Yeah, that's just a gesture that they can see you.
But in that moment, like you can't. Like even if you tried to vocalize it, I wouldn't be able to hear you. If we're steps away from each other, I would expect that like the effort should be just say thank you. It's not that. It's 2 words.
What if she can't speak? What if she's deaf? Those are things you have to consider. You have to consider those things.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You see what I gotta go through?
No, but that's important. Now you mad at someone, but what you like? Oh, I'm mad at you. You didn't say thank you. It's like I literally cannot speak. Like, what if she had laryngitis? You don't know.
Didn't you start this segment of having people saying thank you?
Okay, but if you're driving, you're using your hands. You can go like that, baby. You can do that.
What if she's immobile? She's not able to lift her hand that high. She's got a stress fracture in the shoulder.
Then you can smile, or you can beep the horn. If you can't beep the horn, you shouldn't be driving. You can put your little high beams on, like, tee, tee, thank you. Like, there's ways.
As you can see, we got a lot of pet peeves.
Yeah.
We got a lot. Guys got to do some work on it. So let's move on to our win to tip. And so I just alluded to the fact that I was at Sweet Greens the other day. And I guess you can consider this a...
See, she feels the same way. Grandma feels the same way. I feel the same way, Cassie.
I guess you could call it sweet. Is that technically a fast food? Because when I think of fast food, I think of like McDonald's, Wendy's,
Sweet Greens. No, I would just say it's like
fried chicken.
Yeah, I know, but it's a chain food. It's like a chain restaurant.
Is it okay to say Sweet Greens, a salad place, burrito place, is a fast food restaurant?
No, I wouldn't say.
Because you're getting it fast.
Yeah, but no, I would just say it's a chain restaurant.
Okay, so chain.
Whatever.
You guys are familiar with like salad bars, burrito places. So this lady, it was a little complex what I wanted her to do, just because I was like kind of picky about what I wanted. So we get to the register, and that awkward moment happens where it prompts you to leave a tip. And in my head, I'm like, oh, I don't feel like this necessitates me leaving a tip. Well, all you did was make me a salad. It's not like you provided me service at a table. We're at a restaurant, that makes sense. A salad bar. So then I left her the bare minimum. It was like $1.52, and you could tell her whole vibe, her whole attitude changed as soon as she saw what I. Cause you on her receiving end, she can see what I typed in, and then she just smiled and then walked away. And I felt like that was rude. But like, is there an expectation that in that moment I should give you, a $20 tip when the damn salad bowl was already $23?
Yeah, no, I don't. I'm big on giving tips when it comes to like whatever service. Like if I go get my nails done, my lashes, hair, go to a restaurant, I'm big on giving tips. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna give you like 20% because that's just how I was raised. And so for something like that, I'm picking up food. Yeah. No, I'm sorry, you're getting $0. So you gave her $1. Maybe that was offensive to her because at that point she was probably like $1. You might as well have given me nothing.
I didn't even think they gave me the option of, because usually it'll say no tip, 5%, 10%. I think that it was only allowing me to get 5%. Like that was the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, y'all, I understand the pandemic hit and rocked the entire world, and particularly the food and restaurant industry. But this idea that we're now like the gratuity, like we're including tips in the meals, I should be able to select how much money I want to give y'all.
Right. Especially
I don't like that.
It's based off of service. See, Sharon says, I'm not leaving a tip. They did not provide service. Tammy says, no tip unless I sit down for service. Kamisha says, I think it's rude to automatically get a tip when you didn't provide good service. I agree. I don't think.
Which brings me to gas.
Well, no. Let me see on that.
Okay.
Another to kind of continue off of that. When I order Uber delivery, right? That is a service, right? They're delivering the food to you. But when you don't follow the directions, I'm feeling to take the tip back, because if I ask you to bring the food up to my floor, there's a reason. Oh, one, I'm lazy. No, I'm just kidding. Because, let's just say I have my kids with me and it's just me in the house and I literally cannot go downstairs because I have my kids. And you leave it downstairs, like outside of the building. No, baby, I'm getting my tip back because you didn't do what you were supposed to do.
Why did they take a picture of your food on the floor?
On the floor. Like, can I actually take money back from you? Like,
yo, that's crazy.
My meal should be free at that point.
Yo, that's crazy. I'm with you on that. And I wanted to transition to gas just because, like, you go to a gas station and first of all, I want to pump my own gas. I'm not that lazy. And I get like from November to February when it's like frigid outside and you don't really want to get out your car. Mm-hmm. That makes sense. But I can pump my own gas. I'm not lazy enough to where I need somebody to pump my gas. But if that's the service,
it doesn't make you lazy.
In
Jersey, they have people pumping that.
Well, there are some people who are lazy.
Yeah, but
drive through everything. Like you can go to CVS drive through. That makes you lazy.
What if you're Russian? Yo, judgy. He needs progress. You need to progressively become. So
how about do you tip people who pump your gas?
So if I do have like $1 or so laying around in the car, yeah, I'm gonna just give it to you. Partly because it's kind of awkward because I'm handing you my debit card and then you're asking me the questions like, what's your zip code? And then you come back and you give me my debit card. And if it's like raining or something like that, then I kind of feel obligated because it's like I'm sitting in the car all warm and then I'm like, here, like it almost seems like here, peasant, and I don't want it to ever seem like that. So if I do have cash here, for sure, I give a tip. But for the most part, I don't want to give a tip when it comes to gas because I feel like I just spent like $55 on gas.
Inflation happening in this country. You think that after putting $99 of gas in my car, I want to give you a tip? Yes, they still do have full service stations. Yeah, they still do have full service stations.
I know in Jersey for sure. You don't. They have it. They just do it for you.
Yeah, but I mean, just to be clear, when it comes to restaurants, yes, I'll give you a tip.
Thank you, Nancy.
Do you go backwards? Like, do you start at a bare minimum 20%, and then like depending on the quality of the service, that could go backwards?
Yeah, for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
So what's like the least amount tip you would give for like bad service percentage?
I don't know because I have to see how much the actual bill was and then
$200, which means that $220 is what your bare minimum is, or $20 on top.
No, I wouldn't give $20. I'm sorry. If the service was terrible.
No, I'm saying like we're starting at $20.
Oh.
the service is terrible. Where do we go for the $20?
Like, how many infractions do you have? Because I'm gonna.
Bad service.
It's gonna be. Oh, if it's bad, then I'm gonna give you like $5. Especially like if you're rude, if you're not coming back to check on us, if the food is taking too long, you're not giving us any updates. You got my order wrong. My drink was not what I want. It wasn't the vibe. Yeah. Why would you get a tip?
$5.
Especially if you're rude. Like that's my biggest. Like you can mess up, but if you're apologetic, like, oh, I'm so sorry, the kitchen is really backed up. I'm like, no problem, don't worry about it. But if you're nasty,
$5. What is that, like a 2.5% tip?
Doesn't matter.
That's crazy.
They know that their tips are based off of like their service they're providing, so be nicer, be better.
That's crazy.
Be better. What would you? Because you typically ask me what should we tip?
I usually let you handle it. Yeah. I'm not gonna walk out at $5 is like a touch.
I'm probably just being bold.
That's a touch too disrespectful. $5.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
No, yeah, I probably wouldn't. But I'm gonna give him a tip and like I'm gonna be mad about it. Like
Kamisha says, I'm starting at 10%.
Mom says I usually don't tip gas men.
I'm starting at 10%.
Right, don't be rude with your mess up. Like yeah.
All right, let's go to showing up uninvited. Would you ever show up to someone's house uninvited or a party, any function?
No, I would never show up uninvited. The only place that I would show up uninvited is my parents' house. But even then, for the most part,
I wouldn't even show up to my parents' house uninvited.
Did you tell your grandma you went over yesterday?
Of course.
Okay. I'm just asking.
Oh, you tried but actually and then failed.
No, I was legit asking you.
No, you wanted to try to catch me.
I wanted to see if, I wanted to be like, but no, it's fine. I was genuinely asking, like, do you really? Because
it's on your face now.
No.
But yes, I never want to just knock on the door. Oh, here I am.
Like, hey, I was in the area. Like, no, you weren't. You know why I wouldn't do that? Because I wouldn't like people to do it to me. Right? They're I'm gonna be honest, I have 2 kids. And is my apartment always pristine, like in tip-top condition? No. What if you ring my bell and I just changed a dirty diaper?
Yes.
That's
embarrassing. What if you walk into somebody, we could try to all pretend like we're not judgmental. Everybody has a hint of judgmental in there.
Yeah.
You walk into somebody's house and the first thing you smell is that it smells bad, like garbage. Like it stinks.
Or poop, like whatever the situation
Even if it's family. I don't care like how close knit the relationship is. You're automatically judging. So we just want to put ourselves in a position where we're not allowing that to happen. We're not allowing that to be said about us on the next episode of Progressively Become.
Right. And so also if you're coming up unannounced, sometimes I'm just chilling, right? I'm in my pajamas. I don't like, maybe it's TMI, but I don't have a bra on. Like, I don't want to have to host people. Maybe I'm not in the mood. And so those are things that I consider when I go to other people's house because I don't want people to do it to me.
Marianne Camacho says, I've left family members outside just because they did not call.
Wait, but that's awkward. What if they're like persistent? They're like knock, 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 calling you, ringing the bell, like just they know you're home. Like, what do you do in that situation? Like, how do you say, yeah, why would you come? Like, that's rude. That's rude. But also, them showing up is rude too.
Joanna, shout out to Joanna out there.
Oh, hey, girl.
She got 90% of Puerto Ricans show up uninvited.
They really do.
90% of Puerto Ricans show up uninvited all the time.
Okay, they do.
So you're in the 10% that doesn't do that.
No, I guess not. I would not show up uninvited. But also, like, I think that with the older I think it's like really the older generation because I don't think they mind having company. They're used to having people around, like especially like in Puerto Rico, like your doors are always open and it's just community. And Puerto Rico, I mean, I think a lot of cultures, but Puerto Rico is like my grandma was always cleaning, so there was never a situation you was not gonna get her slipping, right? You ring the bell, no matter what time, like it smells like fabuloso. It's clean, like dinner's made, everything is like in tip top condition, so you couldn't say anything, and she didn't have that like, oh no, someone's coming because everything was already in check.
Yeah, what if I'm dropping a deuce and you knocking on my door?
Yeah.
That's uncomfortable. I gotta, wipe the booty, make sure I'm good, make sure the house smells good.
Put a little spray, yeah.
A little spray, making sure we're all right. Speaking of etiquette, how about
mom when she showed up uninvited? I would wait to let her in.
How about when you show up to a function? What's the bare minimum? Let's just say it's a party. Let's call it Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is coming up. What is the bare minimum you can show up with that's acceptable? Bare minimum.
Okay, so this, I feel two ways about this because there are different types of people out there, right? So me, if I go to a Thanksgiving dinner, depending on who it is, if it's family, I don't feel super pressured to like bring a whole dish, like a plate. I'm cool with bringing some wine, or I'll ask them, hey, like, what do you guys need? I'll bring it over. But I'm gonna show up with something.
What if they say they don't need anything?
I'm still gonna show up with something, like a bottle of wine or whatever. But there are people who don't care about that, right? But there are people who, let's say you show up with a dish or something. Some people get offended, like
if they prepared all this food.
Like, why would you bring something? Like I'm making something, like that's offensive. So it kind of, I don't know.
Oh, I saw this.
I'm always bring something though.
I saw this on social media earlier. Let's just say you show up with, because the person said, if you show up with a bottle of wine, when you leave, do you take that bottle?
No.
What if it's unopened?
No. That was a gift. How you be an Indian gift? Like,
someone put that as a poll on Instagram today.
No.
One of my boys put that up. He's like,
are you gonna show up with something for someone else and then take it back?
Like if it's not attended to.
I think you would take it back.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, you would.
No, I wouldn't.
Before being with me, 100%, he would be like, "Ooh, nobody's like that."
Nah, I would never do that. I was not raised that way. That's just terrible manners. I would never do that. But there are people out there who would.
Emily's on here. Hey, Emily. She said, I agree. Being home and ugly is top tier for me. But I have 3 kids also, and I agree my home is not always perfect.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think, moms, parents can relate to having people showing up uninvited.
And everyone's saying, no, absolutely not. You do not bring a dish, an item to someone's engagement and then leave with said item. That is not the way to go at all.
Yeah.
That's not the way to go.
Okay, so speaking of that, is a bottle of wine the bare minimum? Can you get lower than that and that be acceptable? Like someone be like,
plates.
I'm gonna bring some utensils.
Or ice. Ice is a big
one.
Ice is a popular one. Yo, people really think they put it away. Yo, I got the ice.
But that does come in handy.
It does. It's heavy. It's like super uncomfortable to be carrying.
And a lot of people are using the ice, or like you feel like, oh, I'm contributing to everyone here because everyone is gonna use ice.
So that's actually a very underrated. That's a very underrated
thing to bring. But like good.
Underrated.
Yeah, underrated.
You don't get enough credit. Like the people, you bring the fried chicken that tastes really good, or you bring the expensive wine bottle. No one's gonna be raving about the person who brought ice, but they should be at the top of that list. They should be at the top of the hierarchy. Ice is very important.
Okay, were we gonna talk about like bringing food and nobody?
Jerry says if you bring anything to my house and it's not open, it stays. Kamisha says soda, water, juice. I agree. So beverages are always like the bare minimum. Don't go below that. Don't come up, don't pull up with paper plates and forks.
But if you bring that, but also
in
bring
addition,
something
bring
else.
something else. Even if you don't play, even if it's not something that you like. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say like how bringing a dish that nobody.
Oh, does that offend you? That's a good one.
How is it offensive if you bring something that you put your heart into? And you're like, yo, everybody about to kill it, and then nobody touches it.
Oh, nobody like, and then you
hear somebody and they're like, who made this? Or like some kind of comment where they try not to be judgmental, but you know that it meant like, not good.
And it's always buffet style, so you see people digging in like other dishes, and then they skip round past you.
They're like, what is that? No, I don't want that.
Is that offensive?
Nah, that's offensive. I would be hurt.
Yeah, that's offensive. You're looking at somebody's food,
especially because everybody has different tastes. So it's like what's good to you might not be good to somebody else.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
I would definitely be offended. For sure.
There are some people that all you want them to bring is ice. Oh,
right,
they can't cook.
Right.
They can't. Yeah, you don't want the people who can't cook showing up.
But then why would they offer unless they didn't know?
Well, listen. Some people who can't cook but don't know that they can't cook. It tastes good to them, and they just they're around a bunch of yes men. People who just
and then you're like, it's just like, hey, like no, I'm just bring ice. No, I'm gonna bring like a dish. And you're like,
nah.
We already have everything. No, I'm gonna bring.
Like, nah, we good.
Like, just bring like some Popeye chicken. Then like you don't have to cook anything. We want you to enjoy the time. We don't want you to actually leave it.
We good. All right, a couple of would you rather before we get up on our.
Right.
Make sure y'all following the show at Progressively Becoming Studios. That's on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube.
They know they can't cook. They know they can't cook.
People know they can't cook. Make sure y'all pulling up. All right. Would you rather? I love this one. Be a genius and know everything, or be amazing at anything you try?
Be a genius. Okay, let me put that in the comments.
Would you rather be a genius and know everything, or be amazing at any activity you try?
Go answer first, and we'll have people answer in the comments. Would
I'm
you rather
obsessed
be a
with
genius?
knowledge and like intellect and being able to like be in any social setting and have a conversation about everything.
Mhm.
Obviously, I love music, I love sports, into politics, which
Mhm.
I don't really talk about publicly, but I think I would rather be a genius. Like there's something about just knowing everything.
I
Like
don't
coming
know.
away and somebody's like, yo, that person is like really intelligent.
Yeah, but I think if you're gonna be a genius, you have to make sure that you are very humble about it, because then you can come off as like, oh, like you can't like learn from.
No,
like
but-
you can learn from, but I can't get the wording out. But basically, like someone who feels like I know everything and they can't learn anything more. So I would rather be amazing, because I think that if I'm good at the things that I'm doing, I'm enjoying it. People are enjoying it, and no one's really looking at me like, oh, she thinks she knows everything.
No, people will
She's
look
just
at
good
you. If you're good at everything, people will look at you and feel like you're not humble. We're watching a basketball game, right? Look at LeBron James. He's great at literally everything on the court. And some people say he's full of himself. So that can happen in any walk. Anytime that you have a talent, whether it's knowledge, intellect, intelligence, or if it's something that you're physically capable of doing, there's always going to be that healthy balance of, I know I'm good at it, but let me maintain my humility, because there's always going to be, something to learn. But I definitely take the knowledge.
I think almost everyone in the chat is saying being amazing. I want to be amazing at anything. Being amazing. It's good to be teachable. That's what I was trying to say. Like if you're just a genius and you know everything, like
But
I feel like it's not fun because you're not teachable. If you know everything, how are you going to be? You know everything, like no one can teach you anything.
No, I disagree with that. Even Einstein learned. No, I disagree with that. You can be very.
But you said be a genius. You can be a genius and not know everything. But you said be a genius and know everything. So there's so you're a god.
No, I meant like just be knowledgeable about all topics. Like you just are very.
Okay,
educated.
so not know everything.
Yeah, not that you know everything.
So
no one
that's
can
different.
talk to you. I meant like you're educated on everything. Like there's no topic that makes you feel uncomfortable talking about it, because even if you have a bare minimum when it comes to the intellect, you're still able to provide something to the conversation.
Sharon says, I'm an amazing genius.
Amazing.
Go for it.
Some geniuses
can come across as arrogant. Exactly.
Some people who are good at everything can come across as arrogant.
LeBron James is a genius.
There's always room. Can we get rid of the keyboard here? Yeah. There's always room.
Clearly you're not a genius because you couldn't figure it out.
All right. This one. Would you rather lose all your money or lose your best friend?
I'd rather lose my best friend.
Yeah.
I've lost best friends before. It is I'm still
I
going.
thought I was your best friend.
You are my best friend.
So you'd rather lose.
But you're more than just my best friend.
So you're trying to clean it up.
You're more than my best friend. I've lost people who were like my best friends, and I'm fine. But if I had no money, then you're gonna be stressed out.
Yeah. What's the point of having a best friend if you ain't got no money?
Tammy said, "Bye, bestie." Yeah, for real.
We can't do anything if you ain't got no
Grandma
money.
says, "Lose all my money." She's so sweet.
Yeah, but you realize that the predicament you're putting yourself in if you have no money.
I mean, I guess now bestie better back me up. Now I don't got money. I'm like, you need to support me. If your bestie's really that.
Let's see if this relationship is able to sustain me not having any kind of money. But that's tough.
What would you do? What would you do?
Yeah, that best deuces.
Yeah.
We'll meet up on the other side.
I thought I was your best friend.
You are my best friend. But
So
you're more than my best friend.
Oh, look at that. Cute.
All right. Would you rather?
Wait, Lydia's, I really company now. Like, see what I got. For real.
I feel like, I don't know, that's kind of simple. If you're saying that you would just rather lose all your money, you'd be humble. I respect that. You're a good person. But I don't know, it's pretty difficult to navigate life, especially in these challenging times.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a good one. I think this is going to send some shockwaves through the chat. All right. Would you rather be the world's most famous actor or the world's most famous singer?
You want me to go first?
You go first.
That's hard. I think both things are beautiful.
That's why it's a would you rather.
I know. I think I'm gonna go with singing. I'm lying. I'm gonna go with acting because I know you're gonna say the other. You're gonna say singing for you.
No, I'm gonna say acting.
Really? I thought you would say singing.
Singing, I wish I knew how to sing. Like that would be dope.
Like
I used to know how to sing. Yo, I used to be in the children's choir.
God.
Yo, for real. Like, tap in the comments. Y'all know FCC. I used to be in the children's choir, but then I hit puberty. It was slow for that.
I think you can sing. Why don't you show them?
Nah, but acting, I would love to, like being in movies, being in shows.
Yeah.
General Hospital.
All right, that's not like the apex of like great
That's
acting. I
actually
can
one
be
of
on
my-
General Hospital.
That is one of my goals, being on General Hospital. Shout out to Stephen A. Smith for that crossover, being the sports talk guy who's able to be in General Hospital. I can see you being on General Hospital.
I could, but I'd be a better actor than
I think you
most.
I think you could play a good Sasha.
You know, you say that because you know I don't like her character. How many of you guys watch General Hospital? He got me onto General Hospital, I want to say 12 years ago.
Probably 12. Yes, 12.
Oh, 12 years
2011.
ago, and we've just been having a love-hate relationship with General Hospital. But
See?
Sharon says, "Ty, your voice is changing."
Misha, yeah, she said.
Oh, Jossie's mom is in here.
Yes, you did sing.
Hey.
Annette is in here. She said, "I need help with my karaoke skills." She'll be on the TikTok video singing up a storm. Tammy says actor because all those concepts. Ty, your voice started changing. That's a fact. Anika says singer.
I think
Acting
I
is
could-
my dream job.
I used to want to be an actor, but
Nancy
then
says both, which defeats the purpose of the question. We're saying this or that. Would you rather this or that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go
Acting.
I'm gonna go
Singing would
singing.
be dope. Imagine selling out a concert.
I'm gonna go singing. You know why? Because I feel like you impact people when you're acting, but when you're a singer, like the music that you write, like different types of music, right? You can do gospel, you can do hip hop, R&B. Like there's so many different types of songs that hit people differently and to impact the world, but also have a beautiful voice. And to have a beautiful, it's soothing, it's relaxing. I feel like it's therapeutic, and music is therapeutic. So I'm gonna go with singing.
Yeah.
The world's
It's
best
a tough
singer.
One. It's a tough one, but I would go acting. That's just one of the goals. Anything else you got?
This one you said it was too morbid,
Yeah.
so we can do it.
It's. You don't want to bring the mood. Everyone's having.
Do you have anything fun?
Laughing
Any other fun
emojis. That's all I have. That's all. The other ones are kind of corny.
Just do them anyway.
Would
So let me
you-
do a morbid one, and then we'll go to that one.
Would you? Okay.
Okay. So the jail one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, but like we're doing this very lighthearted. Obviously, none of these things are gonna happen, right? So, would you rather be in jail for 5 years or be in a coma for a decade? Right? Just think about it. Just jail for 5 years, short time, not short time, but right. There's a lot of things that happen in jail, but for 5 years.
A short time of 5 years in jail.
That's not what I meant.
Said no one ever.
But I'm comparing it to how long you're gonna be in a coma for. A decade.
Yeah,
So
I just
10
got
years
out
in
of
a
jail. It
coma.
wasn't that long. It was only 5 years.
10 years in a coma, where if you're in a coma, like you don't know what's going on. Like maybe that time is passing by quickly. So I would pick a coma for 10 years.
You remember that person who was like, "Yeah, I was in jail for only 5 years. I wish it was longer. It felt too short."
It has nothing to do with wanting to be there longer.
Short 5 years.
Exactly.
A coma? I guess because you don't really know you're in a coma, so I guess you got to go there. Like, who wants to be in jail?
And I can't accept like this has to be what's happening while I'm in the coma. It just we don't know what's gonna happen.
I always felt like I'm too sarcastic to be in jail. Like that just give me a lot of problems. So I'll definitely go coma.
Yes.
Would you rather let's see what the comments are saying.
Oh, see, I'll take a coma for 10 years.
Coma.
If it's the feds, sure.
I'll take a coma for 10 years.
Coma me, please.
All these people signing up for comas.
10 years in a coma, I'll just pull the plug.
Where if you're in a
If
you're in a coma for 10 years, at some point.
Marie said jail's crazy.
Yeah, jail is wild.
It is crazy, and yeah, I'm gonna have to go with coma.
You said you had another one?
Yeah, I have one more, but you're not gonna like it.
What is it?
This was not that bad. It's not as morbid. So, would you rather lose your sight, your vision, or lose all your memories? That one's a good one. That's hard. I don't even know what I would choose.
That's impossible.
Lose your sight or lose your memories?
I would have to say memories. Definitely memories.
Really? Why?
Just not being able to see for the rest of your life.
Yeah, but not remembering anything in the past, like all your children's, like all the milestones.
No, it's a difficult question. Both of them suck. They're both horrendous, but
everyone. Well, not everyone, but Kamisha says sight. My mom says sight. Joanna sings sight. Lydia sings sight. But like, why?
Able to see.
But tell me why. Joanna says memories. I really don't know what I would choose. Because if you don't have your sight, you still have access to like you have the memory, so you can still paint a picture of the situation, and you can hear. You have your touch,
But
so
not
you
being
still
able
have
to
that.
see.
I know, but you don't use your imagination at that point. But you're losing it, so that means you already know what it was like to have
Okay,
that.
but so now you're able to create new memories. Sight, like that's just suspended, not even suspended, it's gone forever.
So in
Whereas
losing
memories,
your memories, do you know that you lost your memories, or you just have no recollection that you just think that I just started, today is my day
see,
one?
that's a very interesting variable, because if you don't know, it's easier to deal with losing your memory when you don't know. Like knowing that there's a past, like there are people around you who are trying to like who are insistent on reminding you that there's a past here.
Eddie Main. That's a GH reference.
That makes it much more challenging, because that like rips apart family. Like it's tough to deal with that.
So you're going with losing your memories.
Yeah, even though I mean the thought of losing your memories is hard to.
Especially because now that's something that we just cherish so much. Like we take pictures all the time just to remember something, and then you have those because you want to look back on it, and then you lose your sight. You can't even look back on the pictures, but then you have the memories. So I don't know.
Yeah. All right, how about this one? Would
That's
you rather?
Then we gotta go.
Would you rather your mother?
Wait. Let's just read what they're saying before we move on. Memories because I can make new memories. That's something I want to forget. Oh, so he's probably saying he wants to lose his memories because there are things he wants to forget. Sometimes I don't remember what happened 5 minutes ago, Danica. So most people are saying they would rather lose their sight. Annette, okay, I'm torn. There are some things I would like to forget. No, you can't choose what you forget. Memories, won't know about it anyway. I don't even know I forgot. Memories are part of life. Girl, Nancy, I would rather not lose neither because I want to see and remember things. Yeah. We know that, but if you had to choose one, which one would you choose?
All right, so I got another one that just popped in my head. Would you rather get the opportunity to restart your life and implement changes to like what it is already, so you're able to not implement changes, or from this point forward affect your future?
But I feel like regardless, you'll be changing. You can, regardless, you can make it the same outcome.
How so?
Because if you already know, if you can do it over, now you know this is what I have to do to get X, Y, and Z, and then so that's for the first situation, and then the second one we were saying.
You're here in life, not like you've already arrived.
Right, and you can still get to that point that you wanted to get to if you just started like
but some people would appreciate what they've been through in life already because it helped make them who they are now, and now they can make some changes.
Yeah, but if the end goal is like I want to get to B,
I see what people are saying.
Then
would you rather be able to get a restart at life and make changes from beginning to now, or now going? But you're no longer able to make changes. Like once you get to where you are now, that's it. Like everything that happens going forward is just happening. Or would you rather take now? You can't change anything that happened before, but now you're able to make changes going forward. You're able to like pick your future, like however you want it to be.
So with the first option, restarting, I can pick my future.
No, restarting, you pick everything up to now, and then that's it. Like whatever happens after that happens. The other option is everything that's already happened, but now you get to pick your future.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm gonna leave things how they happen, and then I'm gonna create my future, or I'm gonna impact my future in a positive way.
Restart, Janet says.
Why?
Reset button. Oh, because people have had some traumatic.
I know. I'm literally asking why though.
There's some trauma.
Reset button for sure. Restart. I'll take now and make the changes. Yeah, because if you restart your life and make those beginning changes, now when you get to this point, there's nothing more that you can do now. Now, what if what you wanted to restart from is what's now going to happen in the future? Like let's say I don't know, you got shot when you were 7 and you want to restart because you don't want that to happen. Now, when you get back to the current space and you can no longer make changes, what if you get shot in the future? Like I would rather just deal with what I went through and not make changes to make it the outcome or the future that I wanted. Yeah.
Tammy says restart. Marie says I'll make the changes. Danica says definitely restart, but there's a lot of power in knowing what I know now. I'll have a better outcome.
But what if like they're saying, what if the things that you did to restart, like the whole restarting process, you're getting to a certain point where you are right now, Danica, that you are now, but you made all those changes, but from here on out, you can't change anything, impact anything else. So whatever happens,
is going to happen.
Right, and there's nothing that you can do to make it better or worse.
You're just changing like your childhood, everything up to the age that you are now. Like I'm 30 now. I can restart and change everything that happened the first 30 years. In the next, God willing, 70 years of this life, I can't do anything. It's just gonna happen.
Yeah, I go with dealing with what I went through and then making changes to make a better outcome for myself. You?
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'll do the changes in the future. Like I can kind of play quarterback on what my future looks like.
Okay, yeah. So we're on the same page with that.
What's for dinner?
Figure it out.
Hit us up our Facebook at Progressively Becoming Studios. We're on Instagram as well. Get that YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe. Send love to the Tonys. They are on vacation right now, hanging out in Mexico. Hopefully they have mastered the Spanish language so they could be able to do what they want to do. Thursday, 6 a.m., put your alarm clocks. We got Pastor Christ Butler of Antioch Lighthouse Church.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be on the program doing the prayer, leading you guys in your step forward. Sunday, 9 a.m. sharp, Bishop Willie Jones. I heard he's going to bring ruckus, so make sure y'all tune in. He is a Favor of God International Worship Center.
Do you want to do church announcements on Sunday? Because I think you should come for my job.
I don't want that job. It doesn't pay enough for me. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning into the show. We'll be back next week.
We'll be back next
special
Tuesday.
edition of Halloween. Shout out to all of y'all who listen to the program. Anything
and we'll
else?
see you guys next Tuesday. Have a good night.
Go Lakers, baby.
Have a good night.
Yo, put on TNT. The Lakers are playing. Go Lakers.
I'm about to ask you mad questions. Bye. I didn't do an outro. Did I do an outro?
No.
Are we still live? Hey guys, are we still live? Yeah. Are we still live?
We are.
Okay, give me a minute. Still new to this. We're really out for sure. Bye.